What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my universe. It's DC, and if you're OG, you already know what a real wrong. If you're new to my channel, I thank you for tuning in. I hope that you'll stick around and subscribe. And so today, y'all, I really just got a message that I need to deliver. The message was for me, but I was told to share it with y'all as well. I received confirmation about it at least 3 times this morning. I'm eating an orange, but I'm gonna explain. We'll talk about it. For those who are connected, you know. But if you're really not into like the spiritual or whatever, cool. Just disregard the beginning of this video. If necessary, I'll put like even a timestamp somewhere to where I start back bringing it to like the physical. A part of the reason why I share my story is just to not make y'all follow or believe anything that I say, because at this point it really doesn't matter. It's more so for my own validation, so that I can in the future look back and understand how far I've come and remember where I was, you know, at certain parts of my journey. So if y'all watched my last episode, actually, where I was discussing like my pregnancy, labor, and delivery with my 3rd child. And I remember in that video, I talked about how I gave him the middle name 11 based on a show that I really enjoyed. And I just liked the name 11. And I see a big red truck passing by. But in that show, like I said, that was a very interesting show to me. I really love that show because it gives you insights. It allows you to understand the diversion and how thin the veil pretty much is between. I'm out here eating an orange with my cousin. He loved oranges. And a few days ago, like on my altar, I have his obituary set up, and his obituary is turned to the page. It's a poem that pretty much just says, you know, he's always near, he's always here, he's always present. And he names different things that he comes through, you know, to make his presence known. So it's unusual for that to just fall, you know. But for the past couple of days, it kept falling. I kept picking it up. It kept falling. And it was just weird. A couple of days prior to this, I went and brought an orange. And I never buy oranges because I really don't know how to peel an orange. And I know that sounds crazy, but I don't. So every time I go in the kitchen, I just keep looking at the orange, until one day, a dream that I had months ago, like way before I even had my son. I don't even really have to go into detail about that, but that came up. So now, you know, I'm like, you know, I have not been out here to see my cousin, and this is my favorite cousin, and I try to make it out here on most occasions, but I just had life going on, you know, and I explained that to him when I got out here. But but yeah, so, you know, I ended up coming out here. I talked to him. You know, I called his mama because she actually texted me yesterday. We hadn't talked since Thanksgiving, And it's the 12th of December. And we hadn't talked since then, but she just, you know, texts me to check up on me and stuff. And I know that was another way that my cousin was presenting himself to say, hey, come out here and see me, come check on me. But anyway, that's just a little backstory to lead into what I'm about to lead into. So, like I said, if you watch Stranger Things, then you're familiar, you know. The illusion between, you know, the physical and the spiritual was a tree, right? And the tree was split. And as y'all can see in the background, this tree is split. And out here, like around my cousin, it's like the branches, like literally just fell like over him. Like, I mean, it's branches, like, you know, but as far as, you know, big tree limbs, it's only right here where he is. And even in the physical, you know what I'm saying, it's chaos. It's chaos going on. It's like everybody in hiding. You know, those who are in hiding, whether you're wearing any type, if you're wearing any type of mask right now, you're in hiding, whether that's ski or physically invisible. You cannot be a wolf putting on sheep's clothes and manipulating and trying to steal and take from those who are just chosen. Basically, you cannot be a thief in the night. You cannot be a thief in the night. And I heard earlier, I was listening to her name is Sunray. She is a prophetic speaker, and she was just talking about how you have to close that back door. Close, or no, she actually said, I'm seeing birds, but she actually said close the door to your fears. And once you close that door, new doors will open. However, when there are enemies and people against you, thieves, they will try to keep that door open to steal from you. It's just like, for instance, take this, like with a thief, they rob and they burglarize, right? A thief is not gonna go into an empty house. A thief wants what's valuable in the house. He want to come in the house because you have something special in there that he himself cannot go out and earn, so he would rather take it from somebody. They see the gift that you have. They see the like prosperity over your life. They see the light that you walk in. You know how even though the odds are against you, you still continue to press forward, and they want to know how that worked for you. So they are going to try to take through your mind, your heart, your soul, your children, your pets, whatever it is that is near and dear to you. They will try to take that from you. Make sure that you are protected. Make sure your back door closed. Make sure your windows closed. All of that. And make sure it's locked. Because a thief, they're going to try to force their way in. And it can come in any form. It can come in your sneaky link, your baby daddy, your family, your friends, a job opportunity, an email, anything. Scammers, anybody who looking to receive something of value from you, whether that be your energy, your thoughts, your ideas, anything like that. And see, you could be one of those people who are unaware of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you continue to be blind to the fact that you are special, you are gifted, and people will speak against you when they don't understand how it is that you are doing what you're doing, and you still being blessed, and you still continue to triumph through the things that were meant to really break you down. Yes, you may seem just rebellious, or you may just seem crazy to people, but you just are aware of what you really up against. If you watch the show Stranger Things, I'm telling you, it will tell. It's a message in itself. It's a message in itself. You want to believe it or not, you know? The things that we go through physically is just an illusion for what's happening spiritually. When people are against you, and it feel like stuff being taken from you, and it just feel like no matter what you do, you always faced with an obstacle, that's because somewhere, somehow, in the spiritual, somebody is trying to be a thief in the night. They trying to take from you. A lot of parts of my story is pretty much filled with people who have wanted to take something from me. It come in the form of telling you things like, or questioning you about what you know to be true to you. So it's things like, oh, why you want to do that? Or, I don't like that for you. Or, for instance, for me personally, the thing that has gotten me the most and caused me a lot of setback is actually feeding into and believing a lot of the stuff that I was conditioned to believe. I've always been a great student. I've always been a great student. However, over the course of years, what's the word that I'm looking for? I guess I would say, like, the associations with my school life over the years kind of turned me against what I actually enjoy doing, you know, and that's learning. Elementary all the way through high. You know, in elementary, I was bullied or picked on, I would say. I was picked on because my teeth weren't straight. And then my teachers adored me. But I had classmates, or quote unquote friends, who would call me like a teacher's pet, or I just think I'm too good, or whatever, you know, that type of stuff. So then through middle and high school, you know, I just I wasn't supported in a way academically. However, you know, I still was a AB honor roll student. I still didn't have that encouragement and inspiration inside of my household. And the person who I lived with, you know, my guardian at the time, my guardian didn't even come to my graduation when I graduated. Actually, I was kicked out before I even got to the point of graduation. I think I was kicked out like 3 or 4 months before I graduated. I got kicked out. But that's because I was no longer considered valuable. Now, even with me being in college now today, people ask me like, well, why you ain't been did it, or why it's taking so long, or, you know. But these same people ain't never been in college. Ain't never attempted to go to college. Still doing the same thing they was doing 10 years ago. Don't have nothing to show for nothing. But to try to make you feel bad for taking your time or for moving at your own pace. If it was easy, why you ain't do it? Furthermore, what are you doing? So why it even matter? See, for a long time, I was strayed away from school because I started to believe what people was telling me, that I wouldn't be able to do it. It was stuff more important than me learning, pretty much. I won't forget it. I had applied for food assistance. I had my own job. I was working at Publix. And I had to, I got a piece of orange, my bad. But I had got my first job at Publix, and it wasn't really, I mean, I guess it would be considered, nah, I don't. But anyway, I had got my first job at Publix. And Publix was a little ways from my house. I can't tell you exactly how many miles it was, but it was a ways from my house. And on the road that I had to walk down, it was dark. It wasn't no street lights, nothing like that. And mind you, I think I was 16 or 17 or something like that. And I was already in a household where my needs were not really being met, you know what I'm saying? And if they were, it was literally like the bare minimum. And that's not because, you know, I'm not even gonna get into all that. But I had to, you know, walk to work and everything. But once I applied for food assistance on my own, it was just like, now my portion of the food assistance was being taken from them. So for that, I was considered too grown and adult, and I had to go because I was no longer bringing something to the household. You know what I'm saying? Even as a child. You're supposed to learn every day. It's never too late to learn. You're supposed to learn something new every day. That's why we're here, to learn, to grow, to know, to understand. So it's never too late to learn. I went to my auntie graduation the other day. The auntie who I lived with when I was in the first grade, the same auntie who whooped me about them panties behind the washer and dryer. I went to her graduation. She graduated with her bachelor's. But see, even in the audience, I was excited, and it just felt so good to me just even being in the audience. So I could only imagine what it's gonna feel like for me to be sitting on the floor as a college graduate with my bachelor's someday. And the crazy thing is, y'all, the row on her ticket, because they had tickets, sent me, well, I'm pretty sure it was on everybody's ticket, you know, that was in her group. But the row was 111. If you know, you know. Anything that's meant for you, once you close the back door, new doors open. When you order packages and stuff from Amazon or wherever you order packages from, they'll deliver it to your back door. They deliver it to your front door. Unless you give them like specific instructions to say, hey, put it in my mailbox, or put it on the side of the house, or put it at the back door, or whatever. Unless you give them specific instructions to do that, then 9 times out of 10, they delivering your package to your front door. Anything coming to the back, it ain't right. You cannot trust it. You cannot trust it. You got to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be aware of where you giving your energy to. You got to be aware of the people who only around you to stay connected to you, to drain your life force. They don't want to be there for you. They don't want to support you. They think you crazy. They think you just, oh, she just thinks she too good. Or she thinks she this, or she thinks she that. Or it ain't even that. It ain't even about that. But I just see how you moving. At one point, yes, that was my lesson to learn. I would hear what people were saying, and I would see how they was moving, and I still would go against what I knew. I still would go against everything that was telling me, this ain't right. You just need to go on. And each and every time, I had to learn a lesson from that. That's just like a criminal going out here and committing a crime. Don't think you ain't ever gonna be judged. You're gonna have to pay for what you did at some point. You're gonna have to sit down and understand why what you did was wrong. Whether that's somebody else's fault, but ultimately it always come back to you. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you have to mature into learning your patterns and behaviors and the root of why these things occur. You know, because it could be something that ain't even really yours or meant for you. You know what I'm saying? Per se. This could just be something that happened way back from your grandma them, from their mama them, you know what I'm saying? And it just traveled down that pipeline in the family. But in order for it to change, somebody got to do something about it. If don't nobody do nothing about it, it's just gonna keep continuing, you know what I'm saying? So at all costs, you want to make sure that you protect you and your people. I try to be the best that I can be. I'm trying to be a better person every day. I'm trying to look at my ways and see how they were passed down to my children. And I actually make an episode about that specifically. But just for right now, you know, I'm telling you, man, everything is connected in some type of way. You just have to really sit down and pay attention and just be aware. Otherwise, you always gonna be blind. You're gonna be woe is me all the time. Like Auntie Lulu said, at some point, you just have to go on and accept it for what it is. This just your life, and you can't be shut out sad about it at some point. You know, you just gotta know this was meant for you. Because you are valuable enough and you are strong enough to endure all of it. But you gotta learn your boundaries. You gotta stay connected with your people though. I could really just go down different avenues of how this has played out into my life, but I'm gonna just say that because Bradley getting fussy. I'm gonna just say that make sure that you're right within, that you're not wearing a mask out here, and also make sure that you're protected, that you talk to your people, you know, use your discernment, use your intuition, and just don't let nobody make you feel crazy for what you know, what you understand. They just might not be on that level of understanding, you know, and it ain't your job to make nobody understand. Long as you know and you do what you told to do, everything always gonna work out for you. Everything. But I love y'all to the moon and back. I hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. I hope that you got something from it. I hope that you have a blessed day. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next episode.